Hey, what's going on? Joe Biggs here. Just giving everyone an update. I'm no longer going to be with Infowars in the same capacity that I have been, but I will be working from home and submitting reports and helping out in a capacity like that. I do have a kid on the way, so it's almost a blessing in disguise to be able to sit here and raise my son or daughter that I'm going to have, but I will still be contributing, just not in the same capacity. And this gives me the opportunity to branch out and do some of my own stuff that I want to do. So, wish me luck on that endeavor. Thanks.
Where's Joe Biggs? He was fired because of drunken rants. No, he was not fired. It was not because of drunken rants. And I see people going, no, on other videos I've done, no, because Alex is covering up Pizzagate and Joe wouldn't stop covering it. Let me explain why Joe Rogan, I'm talking about Joe Rogan on there too. Joe Biggs. I've been up since 6 a.m. Had a beer, nothing to drink. I'm just kind of tired here. Teleprompter free. Why Joe Biggs? He's no longer with Infowars. I love Joe. He's worked here about 2.5 years. Great guy, great veteran, war hero, patriot, really nice guy. A lot of attention comes when you work with Infowars. And the thing we've always run into with a lot of other people is once you work there, you get a lot of contacts to do other things. And so that's fine. But then when people take on a bunch of other projects and it cuts in on what they're doing, over time then I am forced to basically tell folks, hey, you've got to decide what you want to do. And so Joe's working on books, Joe's working on t-shirt deals, he's working on major movies, he's working on documentaries, he's doing all these things. And so I just basically said, hey, choose what you want to do. And I said for the time being, go do that for 6 months, and if it does great and all that's successful, we'll have you on as a guest and promote it and just celebrate your success. And I said, go back to sleep, baby. I love you. I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute. She doesn't usually wake up, but she is. She went to bed like an hour ago. I shouldn't have to get into the whole inside baseball here, but just to be nice to Joe so people don't go wild and make crap up. That's what happened. And so he said, yeah, that sounds good. And I gave him a nice severance thing, almost like a boost, And I said, if you've got some great film idea or some book and you want it, and I think it's a great idea, we'll work with you. In fact, bring me in as a partner on it. So that's it. Joe's said he's got a kid coming along, he's getting hitched, and that kind of creates a nesting mode of really wanting to do something bigger. And it's a paradigm view. And I hope he's the first employee that leaves us who actually has success. I want him to be successful and to create his own system. Everybody knows I promote everybody. I love it. I'm not in competition with my crew or anybody else that's a patriot. It's just that people go, wow, I've become famous. I'm having all this attention. I'm so successful. I want to go basically do my own thing. But then people always want to do their own thing separately from what I'm doing, but with kind of within my operation. And it just gets in the way of my vision and what I want to do and what I want to promote and what I want to get out. And so when I hire somebody, I sit there and I go, okay, well, you could be harassed and you could be put on a list working here, and the media could lie about you. And they go, okay, I understand. I don't care. And then I say, and then you're going to have people, look, it's nothing to do with Joe. When you are in the media, especially with Hollywood collapsing and there's not much money in media now because everybody can do it, there are all these people that call up and go, I'll give you $1 million to be in my movie and everything. And as soon as somebody leaves the paid job, people go, oh, actually, you need to put money in to be part of this. And it's just all these people trying to engage in media operations and trying to build things and trying to do things. And they'll basically say anything. And then your employees are like, no, they promised me $1 million. This wasn't Biggs. This was Burmis. This was people always ask where Jason Burmis went. Great guy, helped do the graphics on Loose Change, one of the most viewed films in history. I produced it. Didn't really get paid when I produced it like I was supposed to. That was okay. But Burmis was one of the good guys on the crew. And I hired him. He was there about 1.5 years. And man, it just was like, whoa. I was like, wow, I see you're wearing that t-shirt every time for this other company on air. Are you being paid for that? And he's like, yeah, was that all right? I'm like, listen, I'm paying you good. Focus on the film you're making here and the radio show you're doing, man. And then if you want to go out and get some sponsors and be a salesman here, you can do that. But you work at this company. And back then, that was like 5 years ago, I just said, you know what, go ahead and do whatever you want, Burmese, that's fine, just finish your film. And then Burmese said, hey, I got my big deal, my big movie deal. I'm getting $1 million big movie. I said, congratulations, Burmese. Watch him load up his U-Haul with his dog and drive away. And then they told him a month later, we're not doing it. Give us your money. Can you buy a camera? And it was all because the guy he was working with, had an X-Files credit. Oh my God, And I don't even say that to be mean to my crew. It's just like I've been through this over and over again. And Burmese was really sweet about it and really great. He's a really talented guy. And I love Burmese. We should get him back on as a guest. I didn't mean to digress into all this. I had other employees one time come to me and like get in my face. And they went, we're going on our own to do our own big things. And we know you're bad. And I was like, well, you don't have to get angry at me like I'm your parents when you leave the house. I just said, enjoy yourselves. I'm such a cool boss. I let people do whatever they want within the confines of liberty and freedom. My reporters have more leeway than any other reporters have ever had. All I say is they've got to document what they're covering. And I love my reporters, but it's still usually my reporters that get me burned in the media because they don't understand the nuances of it. And what I'm trying to do is get reporters who are trained to understand it, who I can have as apprentices. And finally, I've got Leanne McAdoo, and I've got the crew and the writers, and I've got David Knight. And everybody up there gets it, is focused, and understands what they're doing, and understands how serious this mission is. This is not about being famous. This is not about making money, though we need money to have a backup and defend ourselves legally and other things. It's fuel in the fight for freedom. And that's what we do. But no, the Joe Biggs thing is he just has a bunch of really exciting things he's doing. And I think he's going to be the first person that leaves Infowars that if he applies himself, I think he has a 90% chance of being more successful than he was at Infowars.
And he's still going to do reports for us and stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's still not. I know, but nobody listens to him. He said that. No, exactly. I mean, he said, I'm still going to do reports. I'm still going to contribute. But see, that's the conspiracy theory thing. Everybody's learned the mainstream media lies all the time. So then they project that on us and they think, we must then be spinning or obfuscating or have some big sophisticated thing because we're the big $10 billion corporation or $20 billion corporation or $50 billion corporation, like News Corp. No, we're not. We're here with an iPhone at my house with my 8-year-old daughter getting up and wandering around halfway sleepwalking. See, and so what I've told you is the total truth. And by total truth, it's literally what came out of my memory banks just of what happened, and to even give you, context of stuff where I'm just sitting there and, people have dreams. People want to do other stuff. People work somewhere 3 or 4 years. They're not mad at you. They're not bad. They're good people. They want to go like Jakari Jackson. That turned into a whole other conspiracy theory. I said, Jakari Jackson has been here 4 years, did a wonderful job. And he misses his family and stuff, and he wants to go and do publishing. The guy's a great author. The guy did some of the best video editing we ever had. His passion though is writing comic books and illustrating comic books. I've seen a few he's done. One's like science fiction. It looks like the other's like a kid's deal, and I'm sure he'll be successful. I wish him all the best. I mean, that turned into a conspiracy theory. After 4 years, he's like, well, this is some heavy stuff. This is really getting to me. He goes, I don't know if I can do this. And I said, hey, I encourage you, here's a severance deal or, whatever. I encourage you to just enjoy yourself. You're not in the game. Don't want to play football? Well, you're vamonos. And that's kind of what it is. If I see a baby bird that's ready to fly and it's up at the edge of the nest and this is going on, I'm like, hey, fly, man. Birdcage, doors open, go. That's how that works. So I, with Biggs and with Jakari, just kind of said, fine. So that's where they are. And look, we've got a lot of really big things going on in this world. A lot of huge things unfolding. I didn't mean to digress off into all that. We'll be covering a lot more tomorrow. 11 a.m. Central. Right through the main broadcast, and what I want to see is more of you get involved and get on here yourselves. Nowadays, with the equipment that's out there, with an iPhone and just information and ideas, you could read famous books on air, about history or about the New World Order, written from the perspective of H.G. Wells, nonfiction, or from Cecil Rhodes. Somebody could read Tragedy and Hope on air, or you could provide that for the visually impaired. I've thought about doing stuff like that, where we could read something like Tragedy and Hope, and also something like None Dare Call a Conspiracy. I mean, I've got billions of ideas. The answer is you're the answer. The answer is taking action. The answer is getting involved. The answer is going with your passion, creating art, and standing up to a system that says we the people having access to the internet, we the people being involved, we the people being informed, we the people putting out our own non-cookie cutter, true diverse ideas is not fake news. The mainstream media got caught lying. The government's got caught lying. We know they're out to get us. So now we're struggling around trying to figure out what's true. So on this giant spectrum, there's going to be pure bull on the internet, and there's going to be pure veritas and zeitgeist on the internet. And in between, there's going to be all sorts of other stuff. And the corporate system that can't compete with it's panicking, saying ban it, ban it, ban it, shut it down. It's totally clear. I'm signing off for Infowars.com.